Blame it on the Bossa Nova with his magic spell. Blame it on the Bossa Nova that he danced so well. It began with just one little dance, and then it ended up a big romance. Blame it on the Bossa Nova, the dance of love. The Bossa Nova, no, the Bossa Nova, yeah, the Bossa Nova, the dance of love. Hi everyone, it's Lulu. I'm doing a Miss A haul. Be careful with that. Shop Miss A is a website, and it's literally, I'll put a link to it, it's just a link. Everything is pretty much $1. It's like the Dollar Tree online, and they have, I mean, I don't think they have household goods. They have a lot of categories. I would say geared toward women and children, but I could be wrong, you know. I always just kind of look at the beauty stuff, and I believe this is my second purchase ever, and my first purchase was maybe 2-3 years ago. I was so curious, and I am so happy. I was curious about their version of the Beauty Blender sponge. I have I've watched many videos about it saying it is as good, maybe better than the Beauty Blender. I agree. I completely agree. I bought them in a couple of different colors, and I have some in my bathroom already. They also have the kind like Real Techniques with the sharp edge. They also, I haven't used this one, but they have the velour one that's kind of not everybody, but you know, I'm starting to hear about the velour one. I keep thinking the velour one would take the foundation off. Let me get back to these. These are so soft. Is it possible to be too soft? Now, not in my book, but when they are wet, they are just like, oh, so squishy. $1. I think they call them, I took everything out of the packaging, but I think they call theirs the Wonder Sponge. There's $1 version and there's a $1.55 version. Exactly the same. I bought several at each price level. The $1.55 one donates to an animal charity. So really that 55 cents is going to the animal charity. So that's, you know, totally up to you. I love them. They have them in black, they have them in white, they have little ones, you know, they have various sizes. I am so excited. I'm probably placing another order just so I can have these and not have to be washing them all the time. Anyway, this is very good news. What else did I get? I bought lashes because I keep thinking I'm going to wear them. I don't. I have a drawer full of lashes. So one of the pairs of lashes is good, and if I like them and I can actually apply them, maybe this decade. Oh wait, the decade's not much longer, is it? It's a little pressure to learn to apply lashes. Well, anyway, I'm babbling. I bought foundation because I love foundation. I'm a foundation enthusiast. I bought 3 bottles trying to get the shade right, and they're all too light, just too light. And the darkest of the 3 is the Pure Beige. It's I thought it was going to be a serum-y, and I love serum-y foundations, but it's not. It's very thick. It is like even if you try to shake it, it doesn't move in there. Like it doesn't move. It's almost a cream foundation. It is so thick. But the coverage is, I'd say, light. Maybe even on the sheer side. Well, light. I'm just going to say it's light. When I order more sponges, I might try a few darker shades. Why? Because I'm just that way about foundation. Bought a bunch of brushes. I'm always on the lookout for brushes for my small lids. It's hard because a lot of the shader brushes, or the ones that you use to lay down your shadow for your lid, are just too big, so it's always getting up in my crease and it's messing up my crease color. So I'm constantly looking for small brushes for my small lid. And I ordered the pencil brushes, which are very small, great size, but they're just way too stiff. They picked up product, but trying to get it off the brush and onto my lid was like I landed up having to like tug at my lid to get the powder off the brush and onto my lid. So that's not good. Then I bought these very small, again, because I wanted it small, but I hope you can see how, do you see how fine, how thin, how pinched that is? And I thought, well, that'll be good. And they're not very big this way, but they are so pinched and so stiff that, again, it's almost like this is glass. So when you go, you can't even pick up powder because there's just nothing there there's just no friction. I used the tip of it today, actually. I used the tip of it, and I used it to draw a crease line with a darker color, and that worked very detailed, picked it up well on the edge. You could almost use this, I imagine, as an eyeliner brush. I saw this big fluffy one, and it's big. It's like really big. This is probably an average size. What is this? This is the Wayne Goss 17. This is probably an average size, and you can see that's a big difference. And I was thinking that if it were super fluffy, because it's so big and dense, it would be great for blending. And it did a good job today. I used this, and I used the one I just showed you. It did a good job, but I still saw too much demarcation. I don't mind a little. I don't need a perfectly blended out. Like, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not here doing tutorials. So I tried my Wayne Goss blender, and it blended it out in seconds. And I had been doing this, you know, for a little bit, and that just blended it out beautifully. So, okay, aside from the beauty blenders, Wonder Sponges, whatever, which I am loving, the other thing that I kind of hit, I have a video maybe a year or two ago. I think I went through 62 of my primers. I need mattifying, I need oil absorbing. It doesn't exist. I have 62 primers, trust me, and that's since then. Since then, I've probably tried another 62. Just a no-brainer. This is their mattifying primer, and I must say, I think this was pretty good. It's very, it's not silicone-y. It's a thick lotion. I almost felt, this is really going to sell it. I almost felt like I was putting Elmer's glue or something, that texture. But it's you know, you smooth it out, and it smooths out fine. And then it's really tacky, like Elmer's glue tacky. But it starts to dry down, and I thought, well, tacky is good because it will grip the foundation. I let it dry down, and it took, like 5 minutes to not be tacky. I mean, that's a considerable chunk of time. And then used one of my new little Wonder Sponges and applied my foundation. I used it on half, because whenever something's new that's supposed to do something, I will always try on half and not the other half. The half did stay matte longer. Now, I'm not talking miracles. I'm talking 4 hours. I don't know that I've ever had anything, any primer or setting spray, go longer than 4 hours. And, you know, by 3, it's starting, the oil's starting to get there, you know, really shiny at 5 hours. So I'm averaging it out to 4 hours. But it was pretty good. I'm impressed. I have, if you're on my Facebook page, or if you have followed me here, you probably, I think in my last video I might have said, I am in a bet, a wager, a gamble with Trish Oliver and Susan West. I will link both of their channels below. Please let me remember. On highlighter, the first one to cave in and buy any kind of highlighter owes the other two a $25 gift card. This came I ordered this way before that came up, and I think it even arrived before that. These are, again, AOA's, like the house brand, Glow Baby. I like this a lot. It's a good color, kind of a champagne-y pink, champagne-y peach, just champagne-y. And it has a very subtle glow, which I like for me. I mean, I like a more subtle glow. I like nice glow, but I like most days, everyday life, I like just a subtle, to make this aging face lifted. Really, that's the only reason I like it, not to be on trend, but just to lift it. I've been using Laura Geller French Vanilla, I don't even know, 10 years maybe, which I still think is probably my #1 favorite. It's almost more of a brightener than, you know, but it just lifts everything. Anyway, off topic. My only dilemma, I have to wear this outside, is that when I kind of like move my hand, I can see micro, nano sparkles here and there. Will that wear off after half an hour? Because sometimes it does. The sparkles will fall. But do I want the sparkles on my face? I do not. So I have to wear this outside and see if it's really like, oh, she's got sparkles on her cheek. Or if it's really not that. I don't mind if there's a few, but I just don't want to be going like a disco ball, you know, at the grocery store. But I like this. Well, Adorable is cute. Brow mascaras. Bought 3 different colors. I use brow mascaras. My favorite one is by NYX because I like the color. I like the brush. This brush is very much like Benefit. If you like these tiny, tiny little, I mean, identical to, I should have brought my Benefit out to show you. I don't like tiny brushes. There's a lot of product in here, so it comes out a little goopy, which is kind of not fun when you're applying it to the brow, so you have to do this a little bit, which again, I don't like any extra steps. But the color, taupe is too light for me. The dark brown is great. I'm wearing it today. And I just lightly do this, and then I take my spoolie, whereas with NYX, I can actually use the brush to brush it out. And yeah, I like NYX, and I like Ulta's brow mascara. Those are my 2 favorites. So I've got 3 of these, 3 different colors. One is too warm, taupe is just not right, but the dark brown is great. So I'm very happy about that. Very happy to know this. Let me think. I talked about the sponges. Oh, setting powder. AOA Perfect Setting Powder. Very silky, very soft. I think it gives me a white, like a white cast. Even though it's not pure white, you know, it's one of those off-white kind of colors. It almost adds a little, even though it's so fine, it almost adds a little coverage, and because of that, it just lightens me. So if I ever have, I have a little pile of powders that are too light and too dark, and then of course there are my good colors. So that if I have a foundation that is just off, and I can't find I do not like buying 2 colors to make a match, I will get the right tone by using a powder to finish with. And so I'm going to keep this in my light side for foundations that are too dark. Am I done? I think I'm done. I'm planning to do, did I already say that? I wasn't planning to do a Shop Miss A haul. But then I thought, oh, let's do it. It was kind of fun. And to me, even though it sounds like quite a few things didn't work, it was worth it for finding these sponges. It was worth it. This one brush is good, really good for my small lids, and that is a hard thing for me to find, so I'm happy about that. Really, the brow mascara, yeah, just a little extra work, but that's okay. So I feel like I did pretty, I mean, just, these are $20 each at Sephora. And I don't know, I think it's the same thing. I will be ordering again because I want a mountain of these. I'm going to get the little ones, the big ones, whatever. I'll let you know how the velour actually works. Have you used a velour beauty blender? Curious, what foundation did you use it with a liquid? Did you use it with a serum? Did you use it with a cream? I'm very curious. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little interesting Shop Miss A haul. And, oh my little Frankies. Goodbye. Have a great day, week, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this. Thanks for stopping by.